Hello,
Hello.
everybody.
How are you?
Hello, sir.
How are you? You
Welcome
froze.
to this edition
I don't
of
know.
the X Fan
Me.
Show.
There we go.
Say that again.
I don't know. My computer's acting weird. Well, it's this crazy weather we have here in St. Louis. You know what I mean? It's been absolutely bonkers. Bonkers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very, very, very wonky. Very wonky.
Right? Hasn't it been?
Yes,
You
very,
gotta love it, right?
very wonky.
Yeah,
Ain't that how you prescribed it as wonky?
I would say so.
Okay.
I would say so.
Well,
Right?
in the meantime, welcome to the X Fan Show, ladies and gentlemen.
The one show, the longest running show about the XFL, UFL, whatever the hell you want to call it, any more these days. Arlington, the season kicked off.
You froze slightly.
I get froze because I'm trying to find something to say.
Oh, okay. Well, as you can see, I'm rocking my Michigan Panthers hat.
Rocking my Brahmas hat today.
Yeah, out of the two hats that we're wearing tonight, one of ours actually won.
It is true. One of them did win. Your team won. You actually, I went 1-3.
Yes, you did.
I did. First time ever in the show history that I had a losing record. First time ever I had a losing record on this show.
No, I'm laughing at how you presenting this.
I mean, I did
the first time ever
in the history of this show, all dating all the way back to 2018, that I had a losing record.
As you can see, folks, tonight's title is Maybe That Was an April Fool. And the reason why I use that title is because maybe we were April Fooled of what happened with these players, man. And
listen, maybe we were, maybe we weren't. I mean, there is look, but we're not going to talk about that. Listen, I'll say this. I was wrong for the first time ever again on this show. I didn't realize I was watching high school football on national live television.
Oh God. You taking all the hits tonight, huh? Okay.
I mean, let's really look at this, Arlington. Okay.
Okay.
Again, I'm trying to be nice. And here's the things that we've noticed with this, right? The gameplay was just a tad sloppy. A little. Okay. Am I wrong or am I right on that?
It was. We watched the first game.
We did. 31-6. And what I watched was a high school football game. How else do you explain it? This was a run and pound game, right? The Battlehawks got ahead, and what did they do from there? They just ran the football, correct?
Run.
What do you do in high school football when you get ahead? What do? You start running the game because the clock keeps running, except in the UFL, the clock doesn't keep running. Oh, no, it does keep running. But not after the 2-minute mark, where in high school it just runs constantly, right?
It does that all the time, yeah.
Right. So, I mean, look. Now, I know a lot of people are here to, bag on CJ Johnson and all of that stuff, that he didn't do very well and all of that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was the one point where it looked like he was being coached up by his offensive coordinator, right?
Like he didn't know what he was doing.
He didn't know what he was doing. We've been huge components of CJ Johnson fans on this show. But here's what I'm going to say about week 1, Arlington. It was week 1 Week 1 last year in the UFL was garbage. Week 1 this year, again, was garbage. But there was a bright side. The king of spring football returned. The king of spring football returned. You know who that is?
I know him as Luis Perez.
No. That's not the king of football, of spring football.
He's not.
No.
What am I missing here?
No. You're right. And I'm going to break down the Bad Hawks game tomorrow on B-Hawk Live with San Antonio J. So I'm going to let Arlington, you do your breakdown of the Bad Hawk games, because the king of spring football return, Mr. Jordan Ta'amu, leads this league in touchdown, in passing yards. The king has finally returned.
First of all, I want all of y'all. No, Thursday, you think you're going to be by yourself, sir. Wink, wink.
No, you're not going to. You're going to join the show for like 2 minutes, and then I'm kicking your ass off. Because Manny did not impress me that much.
Of course he didn't, because he can't impress you. Of course not.
He ran the ball.
He will never impress you. He will never impress you.
The week 1 show was going to be very, very hard to do, right? Week 1, it was going to be very, very hard to talk about, because all you've seen online are how shitty the games were, how terrible they were, how bad the attendance was, blah, blah, how bad the TV ratings were. Okay, good. Whoop-de-doo. Don't care. Don't care at all, right? So I don't know, Denzel.
Not me, Denzel.
Really,
not me.
Really surprised any of us?
Not me.
Really? Did he? Because I'm going to be
not
honest.
Me, sir. He didn't surprise me.
I don't think
I knew what to expect from him, man.
Yeah, run, pass, run, pass, run, pass.
You want to refer to this as a Marty Ball type of offense. I think what we got this past week was a more mobile quarterback than what the Battlehawks have been used to.
He didn't even throw a touchdown. Didn't even throw a touchdown pass.
All he had to make sure was check downs was okay. And listen,
all of our touchdowns were scored on pass runs. There you go.
Whatever, Mike.
I got no critiques of any players this week.
Mike.
I got no critiques.
You hated on Manny the get-go. You didn't say he was going to be the starter. And so I want all of y'all folks to eat crow in St. Louis about that.
Listen.
Take it, and we'll just move on.
I will eat crow here and say I was wrong that Manny Wilkins wasn't going to be the starter. First time ever in this show's history, I was wrong about something. But again, there was really only one quarterback, people. Are we forgetting? There was really only one quarterback that was decent, that threw for over 200 yards. And that's Jordan Ta'amu. That was it. Yes, Manny.
So what happened on the ground for the defenders?
Well, I mean, Abram Smith's just coming off of a bad leg.
So that's what we're doing now?
He just came off of an ACL, remember? Again, we had talked before the show and said that this week was going to be hard to talk about because of the way things were, right? We're not going to talk about any of that. We're going to talk about the gameplay on the field.
Yes.
Right? I'm not going to say Manny did not look good. I'm not going to say he didn't.
But before we go any further, we talking about that first game, and from what I read from Ace of United Football Media, that Anthony Brown will be the starter again for week 2, which is mistake. It's not a mistake.
That team looked totally different halfway through the third quarter.
Dude, you gotta give the dude a chance. If he said he won the job in camp, and granted, I know y'all are not fans of CJ Johnson. I know that. I know that already.
No. You're right. He did say he won the job.
He won the job. So give him another shot before you just throw him in the trash.
But I don't think it should be. But again, that's why I'm sitting behind this computer screen. You're sitting behind your computer screen. We don't know what the hell we're doing. All we're doing is we're just passionate people talking about football. That's all we know, right? If they see something in A.J. Brown or Anthony Brown where they think they should give him another shot, then go for it. You know what I'm saying?
It's just so quick, man. Just
it is. But look,
so quick to judge is just ridiculous, man.
I'm going to tell you this right now. The one guy that really, really impressed me the most out of this entire weekend. Okay? Would you like to take a guess? Would you like
Jordan
to take
Ta'amu?
Nope. Even though Jordan did lead the league with 211 yards, it was not Jordan Ta'amu.
Are you throwing out the Spring King?
Nope. What's up, Wyatt? It is a USFL conference team player.
Are you talking about Michigan?
Bryce Perkins.
These guys up here.
16 for 19, 80% completion, 164. 163, and he threw the touchdown.
You know what? I will go. Now I see why Zach Kallman said what he said on the UFL podcast. When he was talking about, he mentioned that the Michigan Panthers were going to be his number one team. And you know what? I will digress, Zach. I will digress. I'll give you the credit.
Yeah.
What you said is true. Bryce Perkins did a phenomenal job.
Great job. What's up,
and their defense was amazing. And I was going to say the same thing about the Renegades because of what they were able to do against the Brahmas, but it's difficult to sit there and say that. And I looked at it, and I guess I was looking at it glass half full. So I do apologize. Mm-hmm. So Zach, if you are tuning in, if you're checking in with me, I want to shout you out, and I want to say thank you for having me see the light. And I'm wearing the Michigan Panthers hat just for you, sir, just for you. Mm-hmm. And they were able to play mostly mistake-free football. Mm-hmm. What's going on, Keelan? Wyatt, good evening to y'all tonight.
If you go by efficiency ratings, right, with 10 attempts per the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Perkins was the best next to Manny, but again, to me, I mean, yeah, Manny did, I think he missed 5 passes or something like that, 5 or 6 passes, I think.
All right, and he didn't throw any picks either.
He didn't throw any picks, but he didn't get any touchdowns. He couldn't get the ball in the end zone. Now, like I said in B-Hawk Live against KJ, Battlehawks might have one of the better running cores there is. And that's what I said, that they had the better running core against that team, right? But, if I look at it that way, I mean, if we go on offensive side, okay? If we're going offensive side and we want to break it down by quarterbacks, right? I think Bryce Perkins was the most efficient and best player of the weekend.
Right.
If you go quarterbacks, hands down.
Okay.
Would you disagree or not?
You said the most efficient?
Most efficient quarterback.
I had to go with Bryce Perkins, and Manny would go be second.
I will say Manny can go second, but I would actually bump Manny down one for the simple fact is that he didn't get the touchdown, couldn't get the rock.
And you can't penalize him for that, though.
Listen, you're right, but I'm saying, like, if I'm going to go quarterback for most efficient, I mean, look, as much as I hate to say it, even though he threw a pick and he almost brought that team back, but his late pick in the game hurt him, was Troy Williams of Memphis.
Yes, folks, we're live on Twitch right now. Twitch.com/xmanchurch.
With Troy Williams. He came in, managed that game beautifully. Only 8 for 11.
You talking about Troy?
Yeah.
Troy threw a pick 6.
I just said that. I'm not going to put him. I can't put Manny. Fine. You know what? I can't even put. Then it would be Ta'amu would be the second. And then Manny would be third. Manny didn't score a touchdown. Didn't put the dime.
Man, sometimes it ain't.
So through the air.
Sometimes, man, it just ain't about that.
Sometimes
getting the ball down the field, man.
But I mean, listen, we kind of knew what the Battlehawks were going to be. Did we not? With Cena Williams as their new offensive coordinator, right?
With who now?
With their new offensive coordinator, Williams.
Phil McGugan. Yeah.
Quarterback coach too, Williams. So we knew what their team was going to look like anyways, right? But, I mean, listen, you have the deepest wide receiver core and you can't get a touchdown in the end zone. Keelan, I'm going to disagree with you about DC struggling because DC had a lot of turmoil. Let's go to
DC. DC did struggle despite the fact they won on offense a lot, considering that Jordan Ta'amu missed 20 passes at 17 to 37.
That is true.
He was under 50%. And that's why I kind of find it funny that you sit here right here on this show and say that he was more effective than Manny Wilkins.
How many passing yards did he get?
Because he threw 2.
How many passing yards did he get?
My God, he would be third on my list.
He got 211 passing yards and he threw a touchdown.
And he threw a pick too.
It don't matter. He got a touchdown. He put the ball in the end zone through the air, what a quarterback's job's supposed to be. Ain't that what a quarterback's job's supposed to be, is to throw touchdowns?
Manny threw no picks, and
I don't care.
You penalized him. And you
don't care.
Just admit it. You don't like Manny Wilkins.
I didn't say that. I just don't.
Admit that you don't like him as the starting quarterback.
How I feel about Manny Wilkins after week 2.
That's what all y'all keep saying. And I hope that he destroys San Antonio so much. Right, so y'all can sit there again. You'll sit there again and say, well, he hasn't played a good defense yet.
Oh, listen, I am so sick of hearing about Alex Magoo. This is why when you go to the NFL, you become a receiver, and then you try to come back to the UFL to be a quarterback. It doesn't work. Magoo literally got outplayed and outclassed.
Tomorrow, he'll touch on that. Tomorrow, we'll touch on why they were players of the week.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, offensive line for the Battlehawks are the players of the week. I'll touch more about that tomorrow.
I'm going to need JJS to get it together, though.
That's true. He's a little cry.
I need Jared Jones-Smith to get it together, man.
A little butthurt right now. I mean, listen, Alex Magoo should go back to being a receiver or a running back.
And here's my thing with that. Okay, since you've been talking about Birmingham and the defenders, right?
Uh-huh.
Listen, I understand. And you know what?
I agree.
I will use it on Houston's defense, too. Yes. I agree. Matt Corral should have been the starter for.
Oh, what about that? That's a good.
He said, "What's up, knucklehead?" And Arlington. Listen, as they should have been with the 8 sacks. But my thing is, if that was the case, and I understand C.J. Johnson's case, but Nolan Henderson should have been the starter because he understood the offense from the get-go. The same way I feel like with Manny Wilkins was with the Battlehawks, the same way I would feel even now with Matt Corral being the guy that remembers everybody from Birmingham. He should have been the starter.
I agree.
But y'all the Stallion was trying to turn back the clock, thinking that everything was going to be hunky-dory. No, baby, this is not the USFL 2022.
No, the talent's a little much better. What's up, Antonio? The talent's a little much better.
And as it was shown.
Even though the first 2 games we watched looked like college or high school football. But I digress.
It is what it is, man.
I digress. Ready? So, look, if you go by running backs of the game, I mean, look, it's very, very hard. Is it Howard? Or is it
Javion Howard?
Is it Mr. Howard? I agree. Henderson should be the starter on Sunday for the Roughnecks.
But my thing is, even with the Javion Howard rushing for 70 at the 74-yard touchdown run, and then Kalen Balaj coming back with a 77-yard of his own against its former team, that's even more crazy as it is by itself.
Right.
But what it showcases, though, is that this Battlehawks running back core looks better than ever.
It's great. I 100% agree with you. Cannot disagree. They might have the greatest running back core in spring football right now. But who do you have as the best standout running back of the league for this week? That's the main question.
It's kind of hard, man. It's kind of hard because it's going to be a Battlehawk, and I want to give it to Howard.
Is it going to be
the one play?
Or do you give it to Bilal because
from the Renegades?
That's Balaj because they didn't really have much of an offense other than his running game. Dude had 9 attempts, Arlington. 9 attempts. And he ran for 110 yards.
Listen, but it was the one
DC
play that
definitely going to be
put him over. Think about it. Okay, if you take away the big plays from both of them, right?
If you take it away from all of them, take it away for all 3 of them.
No. We talking about Jacob Sailors?
Yeah, take it away from all 3 of them.
No, I can't take away from Jacob Sailors because Jacob Sailors was a running back. He could have ran He almost ran 100 yards himself.
That is true.
Without a big run. The biggest run he had was 25.
Averaging about 7 yards per carry.
On 16 carries.
Right. And he had 100 yards in scrimmage. Yeah, okay. Makes a great point.
You have to give it to Jacob Sailors at this point.
It's impressive right here. 3 carries, 3 touchdowns, 3 yards.
Who was that?
That was the Arlington guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. 3 yards, 3 carries, 3 touchdowns, 3 yards.
Hey, they know where to use them.
Right, yeah.
They certainly must know where to use them, man.
Right.
What was Devion Smith?
His name. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it was Devion Smith.
Yeah, Davion Smith, yeah. That's a good argument, too. That is a good argument, too.
Hey, put him on the 1 yard line. Come on, man. Give him the ball. He put it in.
Carries. 3 touchdowns. 3 yards. Hey.
Almost impressive as is what was that? Randy Moss did that about 20-some years, like 25 years ago.
Let's look at with Sailors, okay? Again, this isn't about we said it earlier in the show. It was basically you were watching high school football. It's very hard to really critique all of these teams with only really having 4 weeks of gameplay underneath them or 4 weeks of so-called training camps underneath them and all of that stuff, right? The real test is going to be next week for all of these teams. I mean, there was really only one competitive game this week. Are we going to deny this, Arlington?
It would have been competitive with Michigan and Memphis had not Memphis forgot what the hell they were doing. But great news for them.
But was it
getting Wisenhunt back?
This and the thing with Coach Wisenhunt having a family issue, had to take the leave of absence the week of the game. Could that have had something to do with it also?
Yeah, maybe.
See,
that's hard to say.
That's why we talked about this before we did the show. We're not going to talk about the negative stuff. We're not going to talk about the ratings. We're not going to talk about the attendance. We're not going to talk about the game.
You just did, whether you wanted it to be brought out to attention or not.
But are we bagging on it like everybody else? Like you're seeing all over Facebook? No, we're trying to find the highlights and the spotlight.
But here's the thing, though. It has to be spotlighted. It's not about being negative towards it. It's it's a glaring point that has to be addressed.
Well, we'll just let's wait till week 2 to see what happens. How's that sound?
What?
Let's wait till week 2 to see how week 2's attendance ratings.
Well, of course.
Right. That's why all these people now are just bitching and moaning over nothing. It was week 1. Who cares? Who cares?
Week 1 meant a lot because the people were wanting to see if it was going to even happen or not.
But, week 1 is done, over with, shit the bed, done, over with, we're going on. Player. There you go. We had football to watch. That's the highlight. That's the highlight. All right, so we're saying Bryce Perkins is the quarterback to watch for the quarterbacks, right? Now let's go to running back. The running back to watch.
Jacob Sailors.
Is that who you're going with?
Correct.
I'm going with Keelan Balazs. That's who I'm going with.
See, that's my thing, man. Listen, and that was the case, then Howard would be the case too. But here's the thing. You take away those 70-yard plays, they only ran, sir, stop. They ran for 30 and 40 yards respectively, man. Granted, those plays are very impressive. Very impressive.
We're just saying the players to watch. The players to watch after week 1.
Sailors is my guy.
Okay.
I want to see what he does at
Why
home.
are you talking with me and who I said my guy was? Of course,
Sailors is the guy, man.
Of course, Cindy's going to agree with Arlington. She always agrees with Arlington. Never agrees with me.
She's going to kill you when she sees you, man.
I know. All right, so we're gonna go to the wide receivers to watch. So I am saying, Rig, it was high school football. Hey, I could see this. Look, I could see it, Antonio. I could see it. I could see it being Michigan and DC. I could see it.
Okay.
Right, come on.
I'm gonna let both of y'all have it. I'm gonna let you and Antonio have it. Okay.
No, Arlington, we didn't get a whole lot of passing in this beginning of the year. I think the total passing.
I mean, it's the cadences.
You got your calculator? Get your calculator. Let's do the math real quick.
What we doing? All the passing yards from the game?
Yeah, all the passing yards for the first week.
Oh my god! Seriously?
Yeah. Let's hope Peasy actually shows up. He did have that one really great catch.
I'm about to say he had a play, man.
That's what we're gonna do. Arlington, you got your calculator ready? You ready?
Oh my gosh. Are you serious, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the numbers. You ready?
Okay, feed me.
21.
41?
21.
21. Okay.
30. 68. 89.
89.
93.
93.
104.
104.
159.
Oh, 159. Okay.
163.
Okay. Sound like a bingo.
64.
He's doing a bingo call.
189. And 211. So how many total passing yards do we have?
1,291 yards.
What is it?
1,291.
1,291. Okay. All right, are you ready for this, Arlington?
So,
are you ready?
What are you getting at?
Hold on, I want to show you something. You ready for this? You ready? You got your calculator ready?
Okay.
Give me a minute. Let me get. Okay,
right, Sandy. That's what I'm talking about. Bingo.
Ready, Arlington?
Okay.
4.
4.
Yeah.
Okay.
5. 7.
Okay.
8. 9.
I think you really counting the wrong number, but okay, go ahead.
No, I'm not. I'm looking at your.
Go ahead. Go.
Where are you at? 9?
Yes, I'm at 9.
12 twice.
Okay.
14.
Okay.
15.
16. 16?
16. 16 is right. 18 twice. 19. 20, 24, 29,
Okay.
32 twice,
Okay.
34,
Uh-huh.
36,
Dang.
37,
There's a lot going on here.
38,
All right.
40,
Okay.
42,
All right.
43,
Again, Sandy. That's it for the win.
54. Did you get 54?
I did.
84,
Okay.
98,
Okay.
110,
Okay.
and 115. How many total rushing yards is that? Your fault.
1,025. So guess what, sir? You lost the battle if you were trying to sit here and tell me that the rushing yards were going to outweigh the passing yards. That's what you were trying to do, and you lost. It
Look,
failed.
Rick's got 4 corners. You know what you won, sir? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Zilch. Zero.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
There you go. There you go.
So here's the one thing that we've seen so far, right? This was a really balanced weekend, right? Now that I do the numbers and I look at it, I was thinking there was going to be way, way more rushing yards than passing yards, right? Because it
You mean
looked like
possession, Keelan? Hold on. You talking about he said potion. You mean possession? My fans, man. I love y'all.
So that's how I looked at it. So now I sit back and I'm looking at it, which that's what this show is about. And we're showing you guys. It was very balanced football. Even though the games didn't translate that, it was very balanced football. You know what I'm saying?
Understood.
You really look at it now by the numbers. It was very balanced. Yeah, okay, of course that there were 2 blowouts. But again, you look by the numbers, it was a balanced weekend, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now
you had your high scoring affairs, of course.
Exactly.
You had those that didn't do so high, and then you had your defensive struggles, and then you had an upset.
Mm-hmm. So it's funny, all right. We were sitting here, we were thinking of a way to bag on this, but now you look at it and you're like, okay, you really can't, because now it was very balanced.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the NFL, you get blowouts.
Right.
And in the NFL, you get offensive battles and defensive battles, right? It happens. So now that you look at the numbers that way on offense, it was a very balanced offense from all teams in general. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you look at it that way. All right, so let's go to it, Arlington. Let's go to the player, the receiver that's going to stand out. Of course, everybody's going to say JPZ. Right?
Okay.
Story of my life. Arlington, in this wide receiver core for you, okay, of this entire league, right?
Right now,
who is the player for you to watch?
if he gets it together, no, quiet as kept. I'll tell you who it was, man. He didn't have a lot going.
Okay.
But Jaden Minkins,
yes,
I heard his name called a lot.
Okay.
But also the other person that probably should get some respect here is Adams over in Memphis. Six catches, 93 yards.
It's funny that you say that, because that would be the guy I would say is the wide receiver to watch.
Yeah, and I understand. Listen, is that
you're on a somewhat of a bad team from last year. You know, you're going into this year thinking you're not going to be on a very good team. Then you had the whole
change.
Change. No, not Butler, but
we didn't even mention him.
Take the rose-colored glasses off of Butler. He's not a player to watch. We're talking about receivers, Amanda. Yeah, and that's who I said. Me and Amanda both said it when we were watching that game. that Balaj was the guy to watch for running backs because he kind of got a bum deal in Houston because he got hurt, or in San Antonio because he got hurt and all that stuff.
I don't know, Antonio. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know, Antonio. Not the way Breland Speaks has been playing. He was making sure that didn't happen.
That's true. That's true.
And he balled out.
So we're both gonna go with Jonathan Adams of the Memphis Votes.
I have to.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Now here's where it really gets interesting, Arlington, because now
you going on defense.
Huh?
You want to go on defense? Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, this is gonna be real good because
we're gonna do the front seven, and then we'll do the secondary. You get what I'm saying? So we'll kind of split it. We'll do the front seven, and then we'll do the secondary.
Okay.
So for the front seven, I have to pick just one though, right?
Oh yeah, bro.
I'm hoping you pick the other one. I hope you pick the other one.
Yeah, well, yes. Butler only had one target and he dropped it.
What? No, it was defended well. He didn't drop it.
Stop it. We watched that game. We both said there goes Butler.
No, did not.
Peasy did make a great catch though.
Who did? Yeah.
Peasy with that running slant that he made. And then the one pass that Ta'amu did down the line to his guy was
one to Mickens, and then there was one to the tight end. I can't. Was it Moore? Was it probably Moore?
Moore. All right, Arlington. Here's going to be the hard part.
I think it was Scott. Don't get me wrong. I think it was Ty Scott. He threw it to
players. It's going to be really, really hard because. Like, how do you classify this? Do you go by sacks? Do you go by tackles? Tackles for losses, pass defended?
A bit of everything.
A bit of everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that how we're gonna go with it?
Who you going with? I'll tell you who I'm going with. He plays for this team here.
I think we might be going for the same guy too.
I'm gonna go with Breland Speaks.
Ooh, that's who you're going with.
I'm not going with Nakua.
No, really.
I wasn't going with Nakua. I just talked about him. Because Speaks was getting to the quarterback.
That is true.
And he is the reigning and defending defensive player of the year.
No, that's Peta.
Peta didn't win it last year.
Yes, I thought he did.
Speaks won it.
Did he?
Peta won it in 23 for the XFL.
That's right. You got it. Yeah, that's right.
But Peta was my other choice. If I didn't go with Speaks, I was going to go with Peta.
All right, well, let's go with three then. Let's go with three guys. Let's go with three then.
The secondary, I would have went with Nakua.
Oh, okay. So we're okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we'll just lump it all in together. You know what I'm saying? That's why we'll say we'll pick three guys.
It's really hard because that Battlehawk defense did an amazing job, and you could sit back.
Did. You're talking. You got three guys tied at first for sacks. And that's Pia, Derek Robinson, and Anthony Hines the third. Right? They're all tied with 2 sacks. The DC. The DC defenders defense was just absolutely slapping peanut butter and jelly on the Birmingham team and just it just ate them alive. That deep, Speaks is a beast. I'll go there. I'll tell you the other guy that really impressed me in Arlington, and I think is a guy to watch. And this is the problem: it's not a St. Louis person at all. Again, Arlington, I'm gonna have to go to the team that you have on your hat. And I'm going to have to go with the, what's his name? Frank Gilda. Or Gidda.
That defense is going to be a bigger problem.
Denzel Vance, is the Battlehawks defense underrated good? that's like I said, I'm not really going to give critiques of teams until week 2.
We can go a little further. You want to go further than that? We can go to week 3 because at least you'll get another opportunity. We'll have it by week 3 because many of these teams will have played 2-3 games up under their belt.
Right. They'll have more chemistry. Like, look, I mean, we just both said Jonathan, the guy from Memphis, not a very good team. But he showed out for his team. When his team needed him, when those 2 quarterbacks needed him, he was there for them. And I mean, look, we can play you the press conferences from all of the cities, but it's just nothing but humbug and glum from all of them. You know, they're all
thanks, man.
Yeah, they're all talking, you know, it's the first week. We're still getting used to each other, blah, 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 all that stuff. That's why we said when we did the show, we're just going to pick out the players that we stood out to us that are our players to watch. And are we writing these down?
Do we need to write these down?
We should, just to kind of track them, don't you think?
Okay.
Okay, so you said for your quarterback, right?
It's Bryce Perkins.
Okay, so QB. So I'm going to put A, Train, Spurg, right?
Okay.
Week 1. Your QB.
Players to watch.
Players to watch. Your QB was?
Bryce Perkins.
Bryce Perkins. We agreed on that one, right?
I think we did.
Yeah, we both said Bryce Perkins. So I'm just going to put Perkins right in the middle for us. Yes, we did. Okay. You're right. We did say Perkins. And then we went to the running backs, right? You said Sailors. Which, see, I think that was an easy guess. But
it was not. It was not. It was not.
Everybody knows who he is, so that's why. I said Balash. I actually went somewhere where it's harder to watch. And then we both agree on Jonathan Adams. Okay.
Yeah.
Right? These are our players to watch, right? Okay, and then then we went to, should we do tight ends? Because that's all lumped in with receivers / tight ends, right?
That's what I always thought. You know
right.
what I mean? So
then we go D-line, right?
We went front 7.
We did go front 7. You're right. And I picked what's his name? The kid from Michigan. Ginda. I picked him.
I chose Speaks.
You chose Speaks. How do you spell his name? You know I can't spell
S-P-E. Just put S-P-E-A-K-S.
A-K-S. All right, now we're going DB. We're going the DBs, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I mean,
You said, do you think the first couple of games should be his preseason?
That's how I'm considering the first 2 weeks of this. I consider week 1 preseason. Now, Sailors is not the right pick because everybody knew who he was last year. That's why Sailors is not the right pick, Sandy. Quit agreeing with Arlington. Why does she keep saying seriously? If she has a problem, she can walk her little butt down here. I am considering week 1 preseason. I will not give my true full critique of all of the other stuff that happened until week 2.
Just how Frank Ginda.
Yes, I can't spell. We already know that. What? Yes, I said Frank.
Who was your secondary player?
Oh God. I mean, it's easy to go with Kua, right?
What's up, Gabe?
What's up, Gabe? It's easy to go with Kua, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you know who really impressed me? You know who really, really impressed me the most, though?
What was that?
There was actually 2 guys. 2 guys, and one's a battle hawk, and the other one's a defender.
Okay. I think I know the one that you're thinking of for the defenders.
Yeah. Try to guess.
Anthony Hines.
No.
Really?
DeAndre Barker.
Oh, with the pick.
Yeah, the pick
You
6.
talking about with the secondary? You talking about the secondary?
I'm talking secondary now. Ain't that how we're doing it?
Yeah.
I
You
have
said
2.
DeAndre Baker, right? Okay.
Yeah, one's a battle hawk and one is a defender. Luka Dennis. You know,
Oh, Dennis.
look,
Not about his pick.
and he didn't. You're supposed to be. We were supposed to talk about how great he was last year and all that stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
Never really panned out. He came out for the first game. Yes, we know, Antonio. We know I can't spell. I can barely spell can't. Kant.
Yep. See, now you know. So
Cat.
you said DeAndre Baker, right?
Wait, cat. P-U. Did I spell it right, Arlington?
I don't know. Hi, Sandy. I thought I gave you that.
We
There we
did
go.
go high.
But I gave her one now, so
I mean, listen. Ooh, man, dude.
make a selection, sir. You said it was a battle hawk, one or the other.
I had 2. I had Dennis. I had Lucas
You
Dennis
had Lucas Dennis
and DeAndre Barker.
and DeAndre Barker. Somebody got to get the dub, sir. I'm giving mine to Kanakua.
You're giving yours with Kua.
Correct. I've already.
We already knew that with you, right?
Sorry.
No, it's good because you know what though? You make a good argument with Kua because of all of the BS that he had to do with being the only guy who had the intestinal fortitude to put his name on the label saying that the players were going to go on strike. You got to give him a lot of credit for that, where all the other 3 players backed down like little punks and went anonymous, right? I'm just saying. I mean, come on. I mean, I say all kinds of dumb shit on this show all the time, and I always stand by it, and I'm always right. I've only been wrong one time in the entirety of this show. One time. Why are you biting your lip there for, pal?
Go on.
You froze. Are you there? You froze.
I'm frozen.
Oh, now you're unfrozen. The joys
I
of
was
live
frozen.
television. Oh, man. You know what? I'm going to do it.
Let's say Dennis.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to go with Dennis.
Thanks.
I am. As much as I love Barker. Time for
Baker.
Yeah, as much as I love Baker, I'm going to go with Dennis. All right, there we go, Arlington. We got our players to watch.
All right. You have
Heck of 'em.
4. You have 4 different teams. I have 3 players on the same squad on mine.
You too.
So I'm going to post them up. Give me just a second.
You got them all?
Yeah, I'm gonna put them up.
We're going to put them on our page, players to watch for this year. All right, Arlington. Well, we know our scores came out, right?
Here it is. Look, so you all can see it.
There are our players to watch.
Right, there it is.
Arlington, you had 3 wins. I had 1. So I am losing.
So far, you're loser. You loser.
As
So in the UFL Pick'em game.
where's the great Gene Wilder at? Where is he? As the great Gene Wilder
You
says.
get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
So in our X-Fan UFL
Here's
Pick'em
the thing,
game.
I'm just here to make money. Courtesy of WWE, by the way.
Yeah.
And I'm here for a DC.
What the damn do?
Come on, man. We're gonna go through all of them.
All right, so here we go. So some big games this week, Arlington.
Oh, yeah, we're near the end. We are near the end.
We
Man.
are near the end. I got to get up early. Unlike somebody who, doesn't have to do nothing all day
I
tomorrow.
don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
So if you see at the bottom, if you've seen at the bottom, we didn't even go over it. We saw the UFL striking the deal with DAZN as an international broadcast partner.
That's the zone. That's the zone.
I don't give a damn what it's called. The Zone.
Oh, the Zone.
Somebody from Twitch.
I see that. Hey, what's up, Twitch? How's it going?
I don't want to put that in.
What?
Don't put that in.
Dirty. Oh, you want us to buy viewers? Yeah, we don't buy viewers. Sorry, pal.
See. I wasn't even trying to do that today.
It's right there.
I don't care.
No, I'll put it up there. He wants us to buy viewers. We just don't buy viewers. That's all there is to it. Why'd you put it back up? That's why I don't really like
anyway,
it.
In our X-Men UFL Pick'em game.
Right. You see it down there. Sandy did pick all
Sandy picked all 4?
I don't.
Congratulations.
I just think she's saying
You know what?
Huh?
We'll show you the picks on ours. I can't tell you what you said on ours, man. You gotta prove it.
Right here. I got them right here. I picked Beham.
Loser. Lost on that.
Michigan won.
I won that one.
Houston losers. Brahmas losers.
All right.
I got next sheet of paper ready. You ready?
All right, ready for me too.
The score is 3-1.
Okay. Let's go. So we got first game.
We're friendly. If you are an inspiring show like us, what's up, Jim and I? If you're an inspiring show like us and you want to get viewers for your show, go right there to cheapviewsonstreamboo.com. Remove the space, and you can get some viewers. There you go. There's your cheap plug. That's my 25 cents. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
We got Birmingham and the Panthers.
The Friday night. Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one to open up.
Ooh.
That's a big one to open up.
It is.
All right. So let's see.
I'm going Panthers, bro.
Yeah, Panthers at home, man.
They impressed me. I'm going Panthers.
You want me to just run my 4 down, or you just want me to
go back and forth? I mean, look, Alex Magoo's a bum. He needs to go back to receiver. He originally said that he was going to play in the league as receiver. You know, the great James Larson. Perkin is going to ball out. I agree with you, Jim. And I
hope so. I'm really hoping he ball out at home. This is
a while ago that Alex Magoo was going to be a receiver, and then he cried, got hurt because he wishes he had long hair like me, like he doesn't anymore. And he's like, I got to be a quarterback. And you showed that you're not a quarterback anymore.
These guys, they're going to 2-0. They're going 2-0. All right.
All right.
I really think Birmingham is going to try. They're going to try.
I think so. They're going to try.
They're going to try, but Michigan is going. I don't think Michigan messes up the home game, and so
I don't think so.
Michigan over Birmingham in that one.
And you got beat by a doorman.
That's going to be a close one too. It's going to be a 1-score game for sure. I don't think it's going to be a runaway.
Right, but listen, Birmingham got beat by a doorman.
They got beat by who?
Doorman.
All right. Memphis and DC, which is the Saturday night game on.
Do you just want me to put DC down for you?
Yeah, because
you think because
I don't see how even with Wizard Hunt coming back is not going to be.
I think that doorman's a pretty damn good coach.
Doorman.
I'm going to start calling him Coach Doorman.
Doorman beats Wizard Hunt is what you're saying?
I'm saying Doorman beats Wizard Hunt. They should change the DC defenders' names to the DC Doorman.
I'm going to go with the Showboats.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll go with the Showboats in an upset.
Wow.
That should be my upset special right there.
You dropped your ovaries and grew a set.
Yep.
What's in the Roughnecks? If
Renegades look too nice right now, man, for me to just go against them, and they got another home game, so I'm gonna go with the Renegades.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. I was gonna say if Henderson starts, they might have a shot.
But Anthony Brown has already been named the starter.
Yeah, so they don't have a shot.
They got shot more than anybody else, too. But I just see everything kind of gelling despite the fact that he had threw a pick. So still going to choose the Renegades. And then finally,
There it is.
Battlehawks and
Final game.
Brahmas. You daring to be crazy?
Listen.
I can feel you doing it.
Listen. What's the Brahmas record in the Dome?
Excuse me?
What's the Brahmas record in the Dome?
In the Dome as a whole?
If I'm not mistaken. Aren't they 2-1?
They're 2-1.
Huh?
They won back-to-back games.
Uh-huh. Brahmas always seem to come into St. Louis. Hey, I agree with you on this one. They need to play Jalen McKinnon. I agree.
Clinton's going to be inactive.
Yeah, it should be.
Wait a minute. Gemini has always been a proponent of black quarterbacks. They're going to have one in Anthony Brown. Just give him a chance.
Anthony Brown needs to be inactive.
Wow.
Antonio's picking Houston. Well, I knew Sandy was going to be Battlehawks. Listen.
That's my pick. So
you're going Battlehawks?
Correct. They're going to get to Kellen Mond, and they're going to destroy him.
As much as I hate to say it.
You believe the same sentiment?
As much as I hate to say how the Brahmas have always had the number of the Battlehawks, and they've always needed to win the big game when they needed to in St. Louis, where we couldn't win the big game against them.
He can't be if he ain't getting a shot.
But he knows what he's talking about. You don't.
Oh, okay.
I know what I'm talking about, too. Jalen McKinnon is the better quarterback on that roster.
Yeah, I understand.
Whatever. I'm going
right. You about as bad as Shaq and Charles Barkley.
This is terrible. Just terrible. Terrible. Just terrible. I'm going Battlehawks, too. Much as I hate to say.
There's picks.
Hey, Arlie. Hey, Austin.
Oh, my God. How do you bring that back?
Look, let me tell you something.
Who did you pick? Hold on. Who did you pick between Michigan and Birmingham?
I picked Michigan.
Okay.
Those Panthers they're gonna eat some stallion ass on Friday night. That's what they're gonna do.
Those are the picks.
Those are the picks.
Thanks for you.
Arlington's only going to win 2, and I'm going to win 4.
How much? Wait a minute. We got 3 of the same teams.
Oh, okay. You're going 3-1, and I'm going 4-0. Sandy's got a screenshot of hers. And Antonio says STL. Well, I mean, yes. I mean, I agree. It's probably going to be St. Louis. I'm drinking my hot water and salt.
All the games. Fox, ESPN, ABC. So Fox Friday, ABC Saturday night, Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, ESPN, and then the last game is on FS1.
Game.
There you see at the bottom, VP of Football Operations David Dankman announces expansion for 9th and 10th teams later in the year. That's via Connecticut Insider. All right.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
We're done.
Are we? Tune in next week, because then next week is when we're really going to give our critique of what we think of what's going on in this
That's
league.
where you can find us. Social media. All right.
Find us on Twitch now.
And on Twitch.
My glasses messed up. Yes, and again, hey, we get paid a quarter every time we mention this. Cheap viewers on streamboo.com, remove the space.